And we will start our regular meeting of the Town of Old Saybrook Inland Wetlands and Water Courses Commission. It is August 20th, 2026. We have present myself, Colin Heffernan, Chairman, Anna Glory, Vice Chairman, Jay Kulik, Secretary, Peter DeLisa from Conservation, Mark Howard Dorella from Zoning, Des Suimieri from Planning, Greg Gernhardt from Economic Development, and our alternate members, we have Julie Bjorkman here. I think that's everybody, right? Okay. So I don't think we'll need to seat any alternates tonight.
Nope.
So we appreciate your input, but won't be voting tonight. Okay. With our first matter will be some old business to clean up. We have violation issued on 5/20/26 for regulated activities, including grading and fill within the 100-foot upland review area without a permit at 4 Fordham Trail, map 58, lot 39-20, owner Jacqueline Westbrook. We are to discuss violation and remediation, and I think this is the second time.
Yes.
Before, so I'll fill us on the net. What's the latest and greatest?
Well, Mr. Westbrook and I have been in touch. He's been having some trouble getting somebody to come out with wetlands scientists to come out and give him some advice on what to do there. It's had some delays, and I asked if he would come tonight just to. I'm just trying to work on it, just hitting some roadblocks. The silt fence is up, so I don't think the wetlands are being threatened right now. And Mr. Westbrook is here.
Very good. Mr. Westbrook, why don't you tell us what's going on?
Yeah, so I just recently hired Richard Martin.
Very good.
So he's supposed to come out next week. I went through Angus McDonald, I'm going to convert him.
Yep.
So hopefully I can get this rest as soon as he comes out next week.
Very good. Well, we certainly are familiar with Mr. Starsky, so hopefully we can get you. We're familiar with Mr. Starsky. Hopefully it gets you on the right path. So I'll move that we continue this to our next meeting. Okay. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? And there you go. We'll move it to the next meeting. Thanks, sir. You are free to go. Okay. All right. And we will add that Linda Kiefer has joined us. But again, we have no alternates will be seated tonight. We appreciate your input. Okay. Next up, new business. Application 26-005. Robert and Linda Guillemette. Well, I got that something close to right. Application to conduct a regulated activity, construction of a 6,601 square foot house, septic system, grading, and other associated improvements at 38 Ayers Point Road, map 63, lot 101-1. Applicant owner Robert and Linda Guillemette, agent Joe Wren, and we are to receive, review for completeness, and determine if regulated activities are significant tonight. That's what we'll be doing. So,
Okay. I believe, let's see if I can get access to share my screen.
Looks like Joe's trying to. Hold on.
That's me, Joe.
Trying to get you in here. Hold on. Yeah, we can.
we'll try to finish up all the school shopping.
The oldest going to college next Friday.
Wow. That makes me feel very old, because I remember when those kids were at Sherwood School with my kids. Which is
Yeah.
a little frightening for me. Thank you very much.
There we.
So, everyone can see the screen. I'm gonna walk you through just general site plan work proposed at 38 Ayers Point Road. This was recently divided off of the larger parcel 40 and passed all zoning regulations, obviously a compliant lot. We do have High Point Creek located adjacent to the lot. And the Old Saybrook Land Trust, as well as Town of Old Saybrook property below. So this is Town of Old Saybrook property, and then the Land Trust property. Ayers Point Creek is here, and it's associated inland and tidal wetlands. So the tidal wetlands are marked in the blue line on the plan. The CJL is the red line, and then associated tidal wetland setbacks, and the gateway setbacks are also in blue, so the 50-foot is a slightly darker blue from what is shown, the tidal wetland line, and then the 100-foot is that, dark blue line shown here. We also have the inland wetlands shown in this green, kind of wrapping around this pond. These were flagged wetlands in the field, located by a no survey, and the offsets for the inland wetlands are also shown in green, so the 100-foot upland review area is here. So our work proposed is just slightly inside that 100-foot upland review area. And it is because of the proposed house and the associated grading for the house. So because we have a high point on this side, in order to get all of this water that would be running across the driveway essentially and across the front of the house, we proposed a swale, some grade to drains here, and a swale wrapping around to go completely around the house. And then additionally, any water that makes its way over here would wrap around and go this way. We also have a proposed rain garden shown here for the roof and footing drains. And this is a relatively modest 4-bedroom dwelling, vacant lot right now, so would need all associated approvals as well. This has been reviewed and approved by Brad, so we do have that. And I believe next we are going for the special exception in front of the zoning commission for a square footage ask. So we're greater than the 3,500 square feet. So we just that's all I have for the most part. If there are any questions, I should mention too, the trees in red. Obviously, there are a ton of trees on the site, and all of those existing trees that are proposed to remain are shown in green. So you can see just how abundant they are on this property. And that's part of what the owners loved about it. They want to keep as many as they possibly can. So obviously, with the grading, we lose those to the 12-inch Japanese maple, 24-inch maple, and a 36-inch right in the middle of the proposed dwelling. So obviously, yes, losing a few trees, but located completely outside of 100-foot, which is important to note.
Go by the whole spot today. It's a beautiful lot.
Yeah.
And I'm glad to see that most of the trees are staying.
Beautiful soil too.
Yeah.
Are there any other comments or questions? Yeah.
So because of the grading, you really want to verify this, because I did read what was wrote. I read what was written up, but it was words. I just want to understand this a little bit better. You really are constrained by moving the house either north or west.
Correct.
Because of the grading and also the setbacks?
Correct. So
Okay.
we originally looked at putting the house kind of right up on this setback. But because we have elevation 30 up here, and
Yep.
because we're in the gateway zone as well, we have to maintain a 35-foot maximum height from the lowest grade, not even existing grade. So that was a big factor on this lot, and where we placed the house, what we put the slab at, finished floor, and obviously all of the associated grading that we discussed with the swale and everything. So, we have the finished floor at 25.5, garage slab at 25, and up here we have 30. So that's a 5-foot elevation change. It doesn't seem like it when you're not there, but it is a pretty significant change.
Okay. Makes sense.
Any other questions so far as the completeness or significance of the activity goes?
Well, the run feature that is in the setback, but is probably the appropriate place to put it, is the rain garden, which I applaud that they're going to take all of the, I'll call it, the truly impervious, which is the roof, and move everything
The
through
roof
that
and the
before.
driveway too.
And is it? It's going to pick the driveway up also?
Yeah. So. Yeah, so total proposed impervious area here, 4,600 square feet. So that's all of it.
I just didn't see the So there's a drain in
Oh,
the
there is a
driveway?
note, there is a note down here, so it'll propose impervious area to be all roofs portion of the proposed house and paved.
Okay. So that means there's gonna be some kind of a catch basin in the driveway in order to do that.
So overland flow, that's part of the swale, the reason for the swale, yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
So
so,
not only what, so the majority of, because these are such well draining soils, the majority of that runoff will just be absorbed naturally in the soil, but the rest, if there happens to be a major storm event like we've had recently over the past few weeks, a lot of that water would then make its way past the grade to drain through the swale and ultimately in the rain garden.
so that water will get to the rain garden also?
Correct.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What, I have a question, is there a section for the, I'm sorry, I haven't looked at the plan.
Cross
For the,
section.
yeah, for the rain garden, or what is that gonna look like? when it's
So
finished?
it's just grading within, so it'll just be like a depression in the ground.
Depression, yeah.
And then, we have notes
Similar
on
vegetation to what's adjacent, or different vegetation? or-
and native vegetation. So
Okay.
we have, a detail for the rain garden on the last sheet, which is shown here. So this is just a typical detail,
Right.
that we have on our plans, and then, obviously the seed mixture, general maintenance notes are included on this plan for the property owner. And he was excited about this. He was like, oh yeah, that seems like really cool. So, yeah,
And then if there's any overflow, it's just gonna continue down towards the pond?
correct, but it all contains within that, I believe, let me check to see. Deep regulates the first 1.3 inches of runoff, and I believe we had
Water quality zone.
way over that.
The calculations are in your
Yeah,
letter,
yeah, so 602 cubic feet. is
10 or 50%
permitted,
more than they use.
498 is
Yeah.
required.
And it's outside the flood zone, right? Just outside. The line on here.
Yeah,
The rain garden is just above the zone X.
correct, yep, yep.
Lynette, you have any concern or any desire to have any signage out there? Signage
For what?
around the wetland?
You mean markers?
Yeah,
No, because they're not proposing any tree cutting,
mhm.
so I don't know what we would be calling their attention to. The fact that, the fact that the wetland is there. I don't know
They
what,
could be flagged also. Ready,
Mhm.
yeah, the pink flags.
yeah, they should already be there, like,
Oh,
still
right,
there.
I think you're talking about the permanent markers.
Yeah.
Permanent
Yes,
markers? Yeah, I just don't know what the benefit would be. I mean, what would they be doing in there that we would want?
Well, I mean, here's another question. The significant feature of this wetland is the water course, the pond. Okay, so what are the restrictions on use of that pond? Are there any?
No, it's, any use of the pond is as of right, it's
What?
as of right, they can use the pond for recreation or whatever they want, they can't fill it,
No, I
they
understand.
can't dig it.
So passive,
Like riparian rights to the usage of the pond for
Mhm.
recreational.
so float boats and kayaks.
Sure.
Yeah, fishing.
Be a short trip, but.
Well, no, if you got a beer.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
How big that pond is, like, I don't really remember, but.
So if there were a lot of vegetation there and somehow, yards tend to encroach on into wetlands, wetland vegetation, but in this case, it's already lawn,
Yeah,
so
it's maintained
yeah,
grass.
it's just grass and trees,
Mhm,
and they're not
okay.
cutting the trees, so. I mean, they're certainly welcome to put them up if they want to,
I'll let them know.
but it's up to the commission if they want to require it.
We can take that up with, That's the next one.
This
Sure.
is review for completeness.
any other questions about completeness? No, then I will move that we accept the application.
Quick question.
Go ahead.
This is in general. If there's a lawn, it's gonna be close to the rain garden, right?
Yeah.
Are there any restrictions on what kinds of fertilizers or? pesticides, et cetera, that you feed that might wash?
So
into the-
the idea is that it's all like natural native species that are within the rain garden, so they're not supposed to spray anything. It's supposed to be kind of like a meadow of sorts.
But like, what about the area around it? Is that lawn around it?
Currently, yes, yeah, so they can mow around it. And then anything that they decide to plant within it is kind of up to.
Right, no, but I mean, the rest of the lawn. Can they put anything they want in their lawn and then it might eventually go into the pond or the stream?
I don't think the commission can restrict.
There's nothing we can do.
All right, I move that we accept the application as complete and that the regulated activities are not significant.
I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Hearing none. See you next month. Thank you. All right, moving on to our regular business. We have our minutes from so 2 months ago's meeting, June 18th, 2026. And does everyone have a chance to look at these? Any questions about them or corrections? All right, hearing none.
Right.
Go ahead.
Give you guys a chance first. I do have a correction.
Okay,
Under old business, action should be consider an act. I think that what's there was left over from the previous minutes, maybe.
And off from 7/24/26.
old business, action, consider an act. Oh, well, did we put,
When you go to the motion,
okay,
it should be motion to approve the application.
oh, okay.
Not accept.
All right, so action. Wasn't that what we were doing though? Consider an act? Weren't we considering an acting? Isn't that what we were doing?
Yes, but the minutes say receive review for completeness on the related activities. Or do I have?
I think you're looking at today's.
Are we looking at June 18th?
I've got
Yeah.
June 18th,
June 18th, it says approved.
Action, consider an act.
no later than.
Last one.
Maybe they got corrected before maybe this isn't the latest version.
Maybe you don't have to look at it. Yeah, right.
Sorry. I
All right,
don't know what I'm looking at. You are.
anybody else? I move we accept the minutes as presented. Thank you. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Hearing none, minutes are approved. Okay. Committee representative and staff reports. We have anything from our esteemed representatives from other town agencies? Nothing.
Comment from conservation. Our current antennae are peaked to pay attention to the lack of ordinance in Saybrook as regards data centers
Hmm.
and their impact on forested land.
Gotcha.
So just to keep you aware.
I appreciate the antenna being up about that.
And planning commission would second that. We saw the presentation last night.
Uh-huh.
And it certainly, I think, did a very accurate and fairly thorough job of outlining the challenges that those type of facilities can present.
Uh-huh.
And I think it even goes well beyond just deforesting
Yeah.
and all that, right? So
It's water and power.
water, power, the whole thing, yeah, sure, the whole thing. So
I don't
Yeah.
think that Old Saybrook would be a preferred destination for one of those.
I would agree with that.
Then it's-
And I would just add kind of the asterisk that like you never know, that what money and power wants to do.
Yeah.
Well, but you're talking about things that go well beyond our,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
probably the biggest deal is interconnection electricity.
Yep. And
that's
so,
something that the developer has to deal with.
yeah, and I think what prompted, at least in the presentation we saw, what prompted the citizens to come forward and present the planning was that there was a concern or an idea that the Bochum Road
Mhm.
solar site would then is just kind of a beachhead to develop a larger facility in that location. I think, to your point, there's a lot of economic challenges to do something like that and water and energy,
How big is the Boca Road?
almost
26
27 acres.
How many megawatts is it though?
Oh, I don't know, but they said in the presentation, they One. said you could get a megawatt out of, what'd they say? a megawatt requires 24, a
Solar
megawatt,
farm is there now to generate
one megawatt, yeah, which I think they said would be like a multi-acre data center.
Yeah, they would need, they would need, I think it's 28 acres to do, a data center. The current regulations that are set in zoning, would pretty much restrict their ability to even open a facility that size.
Right.
It's not defined directly as data centers.
Mhm.
There's not a current statement that says data centers are prohibited.
Mhm.
All right, but they're not defined, therefore they're not allowed.
Gotcha.
Okay, and stretch. So the presentation last night that Dennis and I were at, went through all that. Chris Costa explained a fair amount of that detail. And that, group that is, looking for, more direct terminology, for data centers to be in the zoning regulations. We're not aware of what the current regulations, do.
So the current regulations are silent, basically.
They're silent and it's not allowed, so therefore it's,
Okay.
it's not, you know, it's not.
If you address it, you give a loophole, so if you don't.
Well, yeah, and there's multiple definitions, as we learned last night, data centers, there could be 20 different descriptions. You're not gonna write a regulation of 20 pages to do that. But we said we would take it up in a discussion and zoning and review it and see whether or not it's a valid, concern for the town. And something that I would say the majority of the town folks don't want, or wouldn't want to see, but
Yeah.
you take a large amount of acreage and there's still some of that property left in town that it could, but they're not allowed in residential districts.
Right, it's
That
gotta be
eliminates
commercial.
all of that. So there's many ways to do it, but they were looking for a cleaner statement.
Yeah.
That's fair, Dennis?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's very accurate. And then on planning side, Doug McCracken, as a representative from planning to the Rivercog, is going to bring it up with Rivercog, see what their position is, and also use Rivercog's interface with Hartford to see if there's a state position as well.
Yeah, I mean, the solar farm was out of our control because the state committee allowed it, supersedes town's rights. They can't do that at the current time with a data center. But anything can come out of Hartford that would allow that.
Exciting.
Yeah.
Well, let me. So the solar farm that's there right now, was that the siting council would approve it?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I just,
Yes.
all right.
So it's a topic that will be explored over the next couple of months and see whether or not we can tie.
The other aspect of the data center is that another factor is noise.
Yeah.
That's something that,
The
depending on what
fact is
kind
they have
of.
they have a lifespan of about 6 years.
Yeah.
And then what do? They walk away and leave it. They don't want to see that
Well,
either.
the other factor too is that if they want emergency power, okay, I mean, if they're cut to the grid, fine. Oakham Road, they're gonna have to run new lines because there isn't enough 460 there for research. But,
Is there city water?
No,
Farm
no,
road? Yeah,
no,
so.
That's another limiting factor, you know?
They're not gonna find 20 acres below Route 1 to, that's not there.
That's not there.
no, it's, that's certainly part of it. I mean, just to speculate, if there's any area in town that might be more possibly is to being, because what anybody thinks is gonna happen with Mariners Way. That would be a more,
It would be, but all that's currently owned and occupied and
well,
operated.
it's only occupied, but we've been doing planning studies for
I
10
know.
years and it's still spinning around.
Yeah, I know that.
Nothing's happened.
And I've seen they'll just go in, they'll buy old grocery stores, box stores, whatever, and just close them all up and turn it into.
Well, the thing with emergency power.
Yeah.
They're gonna have to go out, if they can't battery store, okay. They're gonna end up bringing in emergency generators, burning propane. That's happening all over the country right now.
Yeah, so
How's you gonna generate? Sarah's gonna have her reels flowing.
I really really don't want to write these emails anymore. Just drink a gallon of water and yeah.
Stop standing in the way, bro.
And have a conversation.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you very much. That was informative. We'll keep our eye on that. Staff reports, Annette, what do we got?
If I could
Oh,
add,
sure.
the new dock and dine
Ah,
came before planning yesterday and was recommended to zoning. You know, on one hand, personally, I think it looks fine. It's a little different than what I had kind of expected. There's a large bar in the center of the space and the seating expands well out into the entire parcel. So I think they're gonna have something like 200, 300 potential seats.
113.
113?
I counted that.
Oh, okay, good. Thank you. Yeah.
Is the septic system at it?
It has to be seen yet.
Yeah,
They haven't, they haven't rolled it out yet.
right. The cold storage is outside. There's, you know, it just personally, I voted opposed. I think it's just not the best usage of that area. But I didn't see, there's nothing glaring about it. You know, unless maybe if it comes before here and they get into some of the more technical details of being right there on the.
But it's all within,
anything over
it's all within the ground.
there? Wetlands or any wetlands over there?
That the
A lot
agreement
of
is about.
Yeah.
title,
No.
Oh, yeah, inland.
they have not been flagged. There could be a little pockets of it in
I
there.
was saying maybe
Sometimes-
where Port Saybrook is, like
Could be.
right in
Yeah,
that spot.
More than us, in a way, though.
Yeah,
Also probably
we
board,
can't
whether or
do
not we
anything
have,
with the marshes.
No.
we have anything, probably not.
That's all title.
Yeah. Self marshes.
Huh?
Are some of those seats outside?
I think a lot of them.
Yeah.
It's- Inside's limited.
Yeah, it's fairly limited. Looks like mostly like a horseshoe bar inside and then kind of 3-season seating
I see.
outside, storage outside.
It comes to zoning on September 21st.
All right, thank you. Lynette, what do we got from staff?
Thing, I think you all got an email from Chris Costa about the motion. She's trying to,
Scolded me.
no, no, this is because of something that happened.
Not us.
Things could be discussed in a meeting and agreed upon in a meeting. And then if they don't make it into the motion, there could be a dispute about whether or not that was actually agreed upon. So this is to kind of cover that situation. If you use this language when approving, or I think it's just approving, yes, an application, then that covers that scenario. But I also wanted to mention that if someone applies for something, whatever it is on the agenda that they explicitly applied for, sometimes it doesn't happen very often, but they might change something. They might decide not to do some aspect of the application. In that case, it has to be specified that that part is not
Okay.
part of approval, because then they could go back and do that again, even though it had been agreed upon that they weren't going to do it. So if that should happen to come up again, we have to make sure that the motion states that it's not for a certain aspect of the application.
Guess we could we ask applicants to, if they are removing anything from the application, to flag that, what they've removed, sort of red line it or something like that, so that that comes up to us
On the plan,
on the plan, file plan before it goes to vote.
there could be a lot of different scenarios, I guess, that would fall under this. I mean, I can't even
think the
imagine
state-
situations.
Clarifies it,
Yeah.
we've used it already in zoning.
Cool.
And it's pretty definitive because makes it clear of what was stated and what was approved in the session.
Yeah, I
Very
mean, you assume that the plan that they presented is everything's being approved.
Yeah.
But, you know, if we
Yeah,
do
there-
modify something, it's best, as you said, to just state it in the motion, so it's very clear.
Well, either that, or if the applicant states that, we could always take the position, you're gonna have to resubmit.
Well, yeah, I mean, worst case scenario, but.
Well,
if
that
they're-
would be the
They're not
case.
adding something, they're removing something from the application, so it's a less intense. If they wanted to add something, they.
I'll have to get a binder like Bob Friedman, put this on the front of it, so I remember every time.
Was that an email from Chris that was sent to all of us?
It's possible, she didn't send it to everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was,
Is that what you sent out?
yeah, August 3rd.
I know.
You might not have.
I actually
you're on
responded,
it.
I responded, this is very interesting, but I'm not a lawyer. So do we want our legal counsel?
I'm sure it's.
It's not,
It's just the catch-all says that that's.
it is, and she indicated where it's come up before.
Yeah.
It hasn't come up with inland wetlands at all.
God bless.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, anything else on that?
Nope.
All right, then I move to adjourn. All right, all in favor? All right, thanks, everybody.
Thank you.